Shows are cataloged on YouTube under the blog All India Radio Houston. So please. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and we have a special program this evening. And my special guest is Dr. Ray Brown, and we are going to be talking about Magnet High School. A Magnet School for high school students. We'll find out what is a magnet school and also what you can expect from this type of school and special training. And my special guest is Dr. Ray Brown, who is an expert in enhancing performance of not only tennis students, but also enhancing performance of students who can use their knowledge, their wisdom, and their ability to absorb things. And during the first half of the hour, we talked about the theory of this enhanced learning process. And we also talked about Ellen Langer's book on mindful learning theory. And now we're going to be talking about this program, which Dr. Brown has ideas to put together here in Houston. Dr. Brown, welcome back to Triple N Talk Show. And before we start, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to just download our Triple N app, which is NNN Media app for your Android or Apple devices. So you can follow us around the clock. You can also watch these interviews on YouTube, which is going to be live streamed every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. And it is also going to be live streamed on Google+. You can also follow us on Facebook under our page, Nik Nikam Network. Okay, Dr. Brown, welcome back to Triple N Talk Show. And, during the first half of the hour, we talked about the theory of this enhanced performance or enhanced grades these high school students can get. And let's talk about your idea of bringing this to Houston in terms of putting together a program that will bring all these highly motivated, inspired, and ready to learn students where they can excel not only in terms of their high school performance and grades, and also perhaps maybe get extra credits far and beyond which most schools or even community colleges have to offer for these high school students. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now, first of all, you might ask, why do you need this school?
Yes.
And it's serendipity that I had so many Indians in my program who are just brilliant kids. And I'm thinking, my gosh, there's a huge Indian community.
Yes.
They're all of these smart kids. I've been to several of the festivals in Denali and several festivals. These are brilliant kids. And I look at the high school and I say, my gosh, these are being shortchanged. When you get to calculus as a senior, well, that should be a sophomore subject. Differential equations as a senior. Complex analysis. Now, one of the questions that may occur to a lot of parents is, well, how do you get the kids to do that?
That's
Well, we'll look back at nature. First of all, the whole program is designed the way the brain actually operates, and Ellen explains that in everyday terms, and Walter Freeman in his work explains it in mathematical terms, which is pretty much unreadable. And it's this. Think about a baby lion. How did they learn to be so good at getting dinner on the table? Well, nature demands it. Nature requires it. And so the first thing you understand is these kids have never been asked to do what they can do. You simply say, this is what we're going to do. We had a pilot program this summer. We covered essentially the contents of Math 1, Calculus 1A at Berkeley, Math 1A at Berkeley, in 3 weeks. We had kids from 12 to 17. We don't separate according to age. It's according to performance. They are just put them in a position and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And, well, they did it. And, there was a big surprise there because they go in thinking, because society has programmed them, particularly standard schools, have programmed to think they can't achieve without a teacher.
I see.
And that is actually programmed limitations into their point of view, not into their ability. And so we wipe all that away and say, no, you can do this.
Yes.
Now, the reason I know they can do it is I've seen the kids at Jefferson, but I also personally work with the top of the food chain in the world of neuroscience and mathematics.
Yes.
So I've had the privilege, the great privilege, to work with some of the greatest minds, people who are the greatest minds in science and mathematics in our world today. So I know what can be done.
Yeah.
So I knew when I put them in the position of having to learn this in 3 weeks, I knew they were going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
They didn't know. Well, that's why you need adult supervision.
Will they be able to retain and assimilate the information long after the course is over?
Absolutely required, isn't it? Because otherwise you haven't achieved anything. You've achieved nothing. Okay, so first thing is, after the course was over, I required them.
Yes.
I called them all together, called their parents together, and I said, all right, you kids are going to present what you know without notes.
Yes.
From your motivation, you're having organized information from the point of view that Langer would say, relevance, purpose, and so forth.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the entire course.
Yes.
And one afternoon, the three of you together, that's an important part of the bonding. Is they're going to be the best friends of their life.
Yeah.
And you're going to make these presentations. And that's what they did. And one of the parents practically it was impossible to follow it because they know so much.
Yes.
But they actually had command of the information. It's not like a test anymore. It wasn't like you had the questions. You had to tell me, you had to show me every part of that course from your own understanding. And one person maybe would be a little more skilled at one thing, another one would be a little more skilled at another, or they would just put their hand up and say, oh no, I'll take that one. They commanded the information.
Yeah.
That wasn't enough. The next thing is, one of the students goes to a certain school here.
Yes.
And she hadn't been doing well in math, because I always figure you have a bad math teacher if you're not doing well. She's a brilliant mathematician. And she wanted to sign up for AP Calculus, and they said, oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because you haven't done the prerequisites.
Yes.
So I wrote a letter and said, yes, this person can do this.
Yes.
They said, okay, take a test. She took a test, and she's an AP Calculus, just like that.
Yeah.
So, and then another one goes online and takes one of these tests online and does, I think you got 94. A passing grade for an AP course is 64.
I see.
It's a D.
Yeah.
It's a D.
Yeah.
That's passing.
Yeah.
No, I like to see 90s.
Yeah.
Particularly anything below 98 usually makes me nervous. But he goes online, he comes up with 90, I think in 94 or 96, I can't remember which it was.
Yeah.
So it showed.
So these are the students who went through your program.
Course.
Okay.
And then at the end, I required them to rewrite all of the problems.
Yes.
Rewrite them all. And I pretended to have lost them all. So you're going to rewrite them from scratch. You got no notes.
To me, this is more like a master's program. Even in undergraduate, they don't expect you to think or act or make presentations on a daily basis.
Exactly. Well, you have to understand, even a university like Berkeley, which is extraordinary, still admits a wide range of students. And only the cream of the crop is ever going to go on to do something special. And so here with these Indian children, we have the cream of the crop. They're brilliant kids. So you can do this. You can actually put them in that position, and by gosh, they can do it. And they discover they can do it. That's a powerful
And you were
discovery.
saying you're going to take these students out of the regular school districts,
right?
And you train them and all this. What about, don't they have to take the SAT to be eligible in all these university colleges?
They'll breeze through. They'll breeze through that because they know all the same information, except they command the information. There's nothing new here, because what they know, what they can do, they have got such a disciplined mind. They have learned so much how to think through a problem.
I see.
That the SAT is a piece of cake for them. It's like nothing. The AP, you want to do an AP exam? Breeze through it. Anything in any exam that they see in mathematics will be a piece of cake for these kids.
So when we are talking about all this high performance and high results and all these things, what percentage of this is the teacher, the student, and the parent? What percentage of the effort goes to the teacher, the student, and the parents?
Okay, here is the breakdown as I see it.
Yeah.
The student is by far, because you're forcing that student, you're putting that position, so you got to perform.
Yeah.
And I expect that of you. But we do it in a positive way. You don't damage a child's confidence.
Yes.
You've got to be a positive environment. I bring little cookies, and they have all kinds of little treats there. They have breaks in which they can play balls and do exercises. So the student is first.
Yes.
The parent is second, because without the parent's support, and thankfully we've got some great parents, the culture, and it's been a learning experience for me, because I didn't know the Indian culture. That's my exposure. It's extraordinary. They have the extended family concept. Their expectations is you will go out there and perform. So that's next. The only thing that the teacher brings is if they get stuck, you can get them unstuck, and you know how to create the environment. You are a facilitator. You facilitate them, giving them the opportunity to do what they can do, and you don't get in the way of that, and you don't obstruct them. So the teacher is a tiny percentage, except they have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
And they have to be willing to get their ego out of the way.
Yeah.
One of the students, different group, told me that the mother called me and said, hey, the teacher is making him do proofs in calculus. And I said, what are you doing that? What are they doing that for? He said, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was his ego. He wanted to show the students he knew how to prove something.
Yeah.
You've got to get your ego out of this. The students are sacred.
Yeah.
You don't get a part. You don't take credit for what they do. You let them have the credit so that they believe in themselves. And they do get the credit because they do it. So the teacher is maybe 2-3%, but knowledgeable.
I see. Yes.
The student is probably 80 or so, maybe 70. The student and the family are the lion's share.
Oh, that's interesting.
If the child goes home to a different environment, okay, you're going to lose something.
Yeah. And excuse me. And you were mentioning about the students in your program and also your future programs. They will be learning so much. They would be getting so many credit hours for college courses long before they even finish the high school. Maybe we can expand on that one.
Yeah, that's very important. Now, you've heard of the AP course.
Yes.
Now, that's a standardized course in some places. Like, I think there's one university that's just going to get rid of them because they say the people who pass those AP exams really aren't very qualified, because a 64 is not a qualification to be going into college. I've had friends tell me, their children tell me, well, I took these AP courses, and when I got to college, I thought I was going to die. So you have to have a different approach. Now, it turns out the major universities, this is a fact, do not want to hold a student back. Now, I have talked to University of Texas at Austin, by the way, the very best university in the state of Texas, one of the best in the country, top 15 in the nation, in the top 10 in the nation in some areas. And the professor wrote back to me and says, well, we don't want to instruct a student. If he comes in or she comes in and takes a test and shows they're qualified to bypass the course, we're going to let them bypass it, even though there's no AP course for it. So these universities that we're talking about, the ones we're interested in, are interested in great students and advancing them. They're not interested in holding you back.
I see.
So these kids will go there with qualifications that will be recognized.
I see.
And forget about AP. I mean, you can pass that. You can do that if you want. But I expect our kids to make AP scores in the 90s or high 90s, and not of the 64 crap. Sorry. But they'll be able to do much more. They'll be able to cover differential equations. They'll be able to test out of linear algebra, test out of complex analysis, test out of the third semester of calculus, and for which there is no AP course.
So how many credit courses or credit hours you think they will be able to get for college from your program?
What we know, and this is empirical. Last year I taught in 2006 at Jefferson. One child graduated and started as a junior at the University of Virginia, which is a top 20 university in the nation. Top 20 started as a junior because they had that many credits.
So many credits already accumulated.
Because if you look at the measure of a school is its math program.
I see.
That's the heart and soul. Because that's behind everything. And Thomas Jefferson teaches all the way through differential equations. We're going to go further. Because I can see how to get them further. Differential equations, you get through that, you're in your junior year in mathematics.
That's interesting.
And that's what happened. He started as a junior.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a Triple N talk show. It's coming to you live on YouTube and also on Google Plus, and you can also download our app, which is NNN Media or Triple N Media, so that you can follow us on your smartphones and smart tablets, so that you can watch these interviews live unfolding every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. And you can also follow us on our Facebook page, which is Nik Nikam Network. While you're on YouTube, you can also watch 600 plus video clips we have accenting our experience and the days of our lives. We have been talking about enhanced performance for high school students in terms of getting grades far beyond the 4.0 GPA, and also about getting college courses done long before they even complete their high school programs. And my special guest is Dr. Ray Brown, who has had experience at Thomas Jefferson High School in Virginia, right?
That's correct.
Virginia, and he's trying to bring that kind of training to Houston through what's called the Houston Magnet School program for high school students. Okay, let's talk further about this, your idea of a magnet school for high school students.
No, a key point,
Yeah.
very key point, and this is the same as Jefferson. Yale University has a special arrangement with Jefferson.
Yeah.
They know Jefferson. University of Chicago knows Jefferson. These big universities know this school.
I see, yeah.
And they are ready, waiting, okay, who you going to send me?
I see.
It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, you have to go through the usual process. It's a process. It's like, hey, get them here. 2 schools, you have automatic entry.
I see.
University of Virginia, William and Mary. If you graduate from Jefferson at any level,
Yes.
you don't have to be Pooja Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
You are automatically entered. You are automatically in that university. So these universities have a different, this is what I mean by being at the top of the food chain. It's a different point of view. The universities are looking for great students who are going to make a difference, because they want to see a child with a great mind who wants to come there and learn something and change the world. Yeah. This is the kid they're looking for. They're going to make that easy. If you have a school like Jefferson, like Harvard, Princeton, MIT, all look at, they're going to say, hey, we're going to take your kids. Maybe you have to go through the application process.
Yes.
Because, that may be bureaucracy, but heck, we're going to take your kids. So if you bypass the usual process. When a Jefferson kid's application goes in, it goes to the top of the stack.
Yes, I see.
And the university these universities look like, okay, we're going to get all the Jefferson kids. Is anybody left?
Yes.
Everybody else is a leftover. They're going to take them through. So we will build those relationships.
I see.
The magnet school can build that relationship. And we've already started with the University of Texas.
Yes.
We will have that relationship with Berkeley. We will have that relationship with Harvard, with every school that I have been personally affiliated with, because they know the work that I've done.
Yes.
It's among the seminal work in the area of neuroscience and brain theory and mathematics. So if I tell you, take this student, you will be happy. They're going to believe that. They're going to trust that, which on the other hand, that's a two-edged sword. If a father comes to me and say, well, will you write a letter for my student? I'll say, well, what's the performance? Yeah. Because you can never, ever write a letter for political reasons as a friend. Because from that point forward, everyone who follows is now in question. That's yes. It has to be pure. It has to have integrity. And we do have integrity. And that's a very important part of this thing. It's a tremendous integrity. Yeah. So the top of the food chain is a different world. Jefferson's a different world. This magnet school will be a different world. Okay. Tell us a little bit more about this magnet school and how do students enroll into your program, and where is the school going to be, and a little bit about how it is going to be structured. Okay, it's going to be probably in 3 stages. Yeah. Now, we had a pilot program, which is like stage 0. Yes. This summer. Yes. We proved the concept. In fact, I was asked to put it together within a month. I see. Yeah. Yeah, my friend, he's on our board of directors, Dr. Papala, says, can you get it? I was thinking, oh, we'll do this in October. He says, well, can you get it done by July? Yes. Well, we did it. So that's the pilot program that proved the concept, which we knew was going to be successful. Yeah. Now, the next stage is we've rented a place for a year.
Yeah.
It'll be a small room. It will take probably 10 students. So
Yes.
it's first come, first serve.
Yes.
The people who will apply there, well, first come, first serve with qualifications.
Yes.
So you have to be qualified, and the kid has to want to be there.
Yes.
A child who does not want to be there that's not going to work for anybody.
So
It's
these
going to drive
students will be attending their regular
No.
curriculum.
No,
Initially.
initially,
Yeah.
we're going to have, there will be a transition phase there.
Yes.
So the fall program,
Yeah.
the students may be in a regular high school, and then we are going to enhance that education.
I see. Yes.
And we've put aside about 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
and Saturday, 9 to 1 on Saturday,
Yeah.
to have perhaps 10 students, the best 10
Yes.
who show up. And they're going to be a part of this.
I see.
Then at the end of that 1 year, it could be even just a few months,
Yeah.
we're going to look to expansion, because
I see.
we have a couple of challenges. First of all, it's not cheap to produce, to get 25 acres of land in the city of Houston.
Yeah.
So it's no small matter. But the second thing is, you've got to have other teachers who can teach this.
Yeah. Yeah. That was going to be my next question is, so how are these teachers going to get this type of training, which you had yourself, and also some of the teachers at the Jefferson High School in Virginia?
Exactly. So now we will be looking forward, possibly in the summer,
Yeah.
to picking out maybe a half a dozen. We're going to be looking for applicants. You do not have to have a degree in education. That might
Yeah.
be a liability for all, best I can tell.
Yeah.
We want you to command the subject,
I see.
and also understand that teaching brilliant kids is coaching kids. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not micromanaging kids.
I see.
It's not getting in their way. It's allowing. You got to have the kind of ego that says, "Hey, this kid goes out and learns something that I didn't know.
Yes.
More power to him."
Yeah.
You show an appreciation of that. So you got to get your ego out of the way. So it's a certain personality, and they have to have a certain level of intellect, because
Yeah.
the worst thing a student can do is wind up with a teacher in which the student's a lot smarter than the teacher.
Yeah.
That doesn't work so well. You see that in high school all the
I
time.
see. Yeah.
So we have to have smart teachers. We don't care if they have a degree, as I said,
Yeah.
a certification. It's going to be a private school.
Yeah.
So we're going to circumvent everything we can
I
with
see,
private
yeah.
school. And they will be educated. We will be looking, I'll be start talking to Ellen about putting together a
Yeah.
program to educate these, or put them through maybe starting June
Yes.
of next, the 2016. Then we will need a slightly bigger place,
Yes.
maybe a place with 10 classrooms
I see.
that covers the basic subjects. It's
Yes.
got to cover the things that you need to be, two things you need to do. You got to
Yeah.
be good in math, you got to be good in writing.
I see.
It's just no getting around that. But you need to also, to be a great doctor, you need to have some appreciation of history and literature and humanity.
Yes.
So the humanities cannot be ignored. So we would probably have 5 or so different courses.
Yeah.
And because we have children who are often from families of doctors, we're going to outdo Jefferson in that we will be science, technology, and medicine.
Yes.
So there may be a medicine element there. There may
Yeah.
be a coalition with an existing
I see.
institution.
Yes.
We want to make use of existing resources when they're already there. That would be stage 2.
Yes.
That will be, it could explode, we don't know. 10 teachers, a half a dozen classes,
Yes.
maybe a couple of hundred students. And that will be in a standalone school.
I see. Yes.
And those kids will be targeted to the top universities.
Yes.
And I will make sure that those top universities knows the kind of kids we have.
Yes.
I am writing a textbook now. I sent it off to
I see.
University of Texas at Austin,
Yes.
to show here is the kind of thing they're going to be learning, because they know when they look at that,
That's
that is the
yeah.
student I want. And so there may be 100 students or so. Once we're there, hopefully we have the financial backing to get the land or
Yeah.
take over an existing school.
Yes.
There could be a school that's just, hey,
Yeah.
we want to get out of this. We'll leave you the buildings, some tennis courts. There should be some sports.
Yeah.
There should be some music. There should be some art. There should be some
Yes.
humanities. And then that's where we move into that. And that could be maybe take 3 years. It can
I
be
see.
done,
Yeah.
but things can happen quickly.
That's
People get
fascinating.
excited.
Yeah.
And the people in the Indian community are doers. They can get things done. I mean, Dr. Samal, this guy has experience in getting things done. So you could have this explode practically overnight.
So how do people get in touch with you and learn more about these programs, and if they have any specific questions?
Well, their email, if you look on the easy, our first website is called easymath.com.
Yeah, this one, right?
Well, there's an email on this. This is the Easy Academy.
Yeah.
But there's another one that's called easymath.com, EASI.
Yeah.
That's an acronym built off Ellen Langer's research.
Yes.
There you go. That's the front page.
Okay, here's the gentleman. This is the website, easymath.com.
You type those words into Google,
and then you can look at this, and
it has contact information.
So you can see Easy Math. It's pretty easy to see here. And then you can look at all the detailed information about the program.
To contact us.
Yeah.
And there may be somebody to contact in addition to myself. We certainly,
yeah.
I'm just one person. So we'll probably need additional contacts eventually, and maybe right away.
Yeah.
And Dr. Samal, our good man here, he knows about this. He has his heart in it. He is he's a perfect
well, you know,
fit
my whole life revolves around education.
That's excellent. He's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
He's an absolute perfect fit for this program.
I'm like a lifetime student.
Yes, that's what we are, because you never stop learning.
Yeah.
And then maybe Dr. Papala would be another possibility.
Yeah.
Dr. Samal's daughter, Akanksha Samal, may be another contact. But initially, you can start off with contacting us, and it's right there to contact us. There's a little description about Easy Academy, where it came from. It started off as a neuroscience research project over 20 years ago now. And it was serendipity that I came here with a tennis program that was really a neuroscience program, but we didn't talk about that. We can't talk about that or look at it that way. It's got to succeed or fail on its own merits.
Yeah.
And discovered all these wonderful students. And then I began scratching my head. My God.
So when will you
do something?
Next coaching programs or subjects start, and how do students enroll into those?
Okay, we do have an enrollment registration link here.
Yes.
We anticipate getting up and going by October.
Yes.
It will be a classroom over by Memorial High School.
I see, yeah.
We intend, and we really want this school to be in this area.
I see,
in the heart of Houston, because that's where the community is. Communities can, in fact, we would ultimately have a means of transporting people, maybe from Sugar Land.
Yeah.
I mean, because Thomas Jefferson, you had to take 2 bus rides to get there.
I see.
And the kids don't mind.
I know.
They're fine with it because they're so excited about their day. So you may take 2 bus rides. You may be taking people out in Stafford. I mean, who knows how far away you may be. And they will come here. So, but for now, we have the contact information right there.
Yes.
There's a summary of our pedagogy. We can give you a copy if you're interested. The textbook is online, but it is a password protected textbook because it is of tremendous value now.
That's true, yes.
As a matter of fact, when I first started putting that textbook up, in 1 week, we had over 3,000 people from around the world looking for that book. And actually, that was one you could download. We had people from China, Russia, from Germany, from India, from Japan. Right now, there are something on the order of 25 nations who have connected to this site with no advertising.
So this is your book on calculus.
It's from calculus to dynamical systems. It will cover the full range.
I see. Yeah.
Differential equations, complex analysis, linear algebra. It covers everything. To date, we've had over almost 7,000 people attempt to get that book. Even though it's password protected, 7,000, because we get the statistics right online.
That's true, yes.
And we can see exactly where they hit and what they try to do.
Yeah.
And we've been around with no advertising, no visibility, just on the basis of what we can offer and what they saw in our program.
Yeah. Well, what do you see in your crystal ball 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, if this program becomes successful and gets widely accepted here, not only in Houston, but maybe all across Texas and maybe surrounding states.
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
From looking at how exciting people were about Jefferson and how
Yeah.
people come from 5 counties, Texas, in fact, Houston, will become the center
yeah,
of high school education for the nation in the Southwest and Midwest.
Mhm.
And it will draw students even as far away as California, for which right now I don't think there is such a
Yeah.
good school. The 2 schools are one in Virginia, one in Illinois. This will draw kids from all over the nation. Well, actually, because it'll be a boarding school, may draw them from all over the world. You
That's
may have kids who
fascinating, yeah.
come here and live here from India,
Yeah,
from Israel, from maybe not
yeah.
China. Maybe our enemies, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. If they're Native
Yeah.
American Chinese, we'll love them. If they've
This
immigrated
is
here.
fascinating, and especially if they have such exceptionally high rate of acceptance at some of the top universities, I think it
Extraordinary.
makes all the more reason for people to get enrolled in these kind of programs, because one, they are learning far better than most 99% of their peers as to what they are taught in regular high schools or even private high schools, so that if they have a guaranteed entry into a university, that would be pretty attractive.
We would like to have a relationship with University of Texas and maybe
Yes.
Texas A&M, in which there is a guaranteed entry. Because I've already started that dialogue, and when they see what we produce here, they're going to say, hey, I want those kids. Because not only are they smart,
Yeah,
they're good citizens. They want to make a difference. They want to make the world a better place. And a university, more than anything else, wants to produce children, educated people who go out and make a difference. It's not just a factory to run kids through.
I mean, it's fascinating, Dr. Brown. You got such great ambitions and such brilliant ideas in terms of advancing education, not in a linear fashion, in terms of accelerated, like multi-dimensional approach, where these students can become real performers rather than just being sitting in the class and listening to the slide presentations.
Exactly, because they can.
Yeah,
Because we have those kind of students here. Houston is a hub of incredibly smart people. Both,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got medicine, you have engineering, you have finance. They're brilliant people here.
that's fascinating. I have a lifetime goal of creating 30-minute educational programs from kindergarten to grade 12 and put them on YouTube, because we don't have to pay any money to house all these programs. And I mean, that's for not only people in the United States, but all across the globe who wants to learn the American style of education. And hopefully maybe I can get off the ground.
That's the perfect fit, because the courses at this
Yeah.
magnet school can be videoed.
Yes.
You can put them online.
Yeah.
Now, for maybe 2,000 kids will have the opportunity to be a part of the experience.
That's true. Yes.
But there'll be people all over the world
Or they can reach.
who can see those presentations.
Yeah.
And they will be better for it.
Absolutely. Because I know this from experience, because I created a video about nuclear stress tests as a cardiologist. And everybody goes through nuclear stress tests. Once they have chest pain, they go to a cardiologist, they want to know what the nuclear stress test means. And I just put this a couple of years ago, and I have like 65,000 views on that nuclear stress test.
That's
Not even a
wonderful.
cardiologist can do 65,000 nuclear stress tests in his lifetime. But I have been able to reach 65,000 people by
Extraordinary.
explaining to them in 12, 13 minutes what a nuclear stress test is. And it uses the same concept as you are talking about, putting myself in the driver's seat and putting patients in the driver's seat, showing them exactly, what do we do when you come in? What do we start the IV, then we put you under the camera and we inject the isotope. So we are literally walking them through a video presentation. And that's why I think this approach of visual presentation is
Yes.
extremely, maybe 10 to 50 times more effective than than textbook reading.
Exactly, because there were no textbooks
Yeah.
as little as 4,000 years ago.
That's
there were none.
in fact, the human brain is supposed to be storing information in terms of images and settings.
And
It
concepts and
doesn't
settings
context.
and
It,
meaning.
it doesn't store it in words.
No.
Dr. Brown, it's been a pleasure talking
thank
to
you
you. I
so
mean, I
much
could be
for
talking to you
having me
for
here.
hours. It's a fascinating subject. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get in touch with Dr. Brown, and you can visit his website, which is www.easymeth.com, right?
Yep.
And there you can find information about how you or your children can enroll into this program. And we'll be back next time. Thank you for watching.